So, you've heard the buzz about the new 13 Fishing Concept Z reel and you're thinking, what's all the hype about? Sure, it sounds good, but can it cast? Well, in this video I'm going to be putting this Concept Z up against my Shimano Chronarch Ci4 in a no-holds-bar casting shootout using my Mavic Pro drone to provide real-time footage of each cast. I'll also give you a quick comparison of the braking system between these two reels and give you my overall thoughts about these two reels and my experience with the Concept Z so far at the end of the video. I'm Jesse with Strix Outdoors, and this channel is dedicated to providing you with information about the hunting and fishing products that I use in my pursuit of fins, fur, and feathers, so you can make informed purchasing decisions for your own adventures. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button right here to show your support for my channel. Stay tuned. I'll be using a Hayden 1 Knocker Spook lure for this casting test. This lure weighs 0.63 ounces. These casting tests were all performed using my Fishing Tackle Unlimited green rod. This is a 6-foot 6-inch medium light action rod. It's a high performance all-purpose inshore rod that is my go-to rod after the custom rods that I've built for myself. Chronarch Ci4. Spook one knocker. So let's talk about the results of this casting test, but I'll provide a quick disclaimer first. The Shimano Chronarch Ci4 I was using in this test has been used in the salt before, but I've taken extremely good care of it, and I think it is in excellent condition. As you can see, I was able to outcast the Shimano Chronarch Ci4 using the Concept Z by a few feet. Now, I dialed in the brake systems on both reels as best as I could, up to the point that I would start getting backlashes, but you can always tweak things here and there to try to squeeze out a few more inches. Despite outcasting the Shimano in this case, I was certainly more consistent in my lure placement with the Shimano than I was with the Concept Z. Maybe that's a function of the amount of time I've spent behind each of these reels at this point, or it could be that the Shimano braking system is just more consistent. So the real takeaway is this. The Concept Z is no slouch at casting. It holds its own against my Chronarch, which is priced at almost $100 more. Now, I can argue that maybe I could have cast further with the Chronarch if it had been brand new, but this reel is in excellent condition. It did consistently cast further than my Corrado 50E, which has some new bearings in it. So let's talk about the brake system for this Concept Z reel. This is what it looks like. Now I'm not sure exactly the inner workings of this, but it's basically this dial. You've got this little indicator here that it's currently set to number 2, and so if you twist it to the higher setting, it increases the braking, or you can twist it down to the lower setting to decrease it. I don't really care for it very much. Here it's pretty easy to adjust, but when it's in the real body, trying to reach in here and grab it just right and be able to click it over to whatever number you want is a pain in the butt. So not that big of a fan. I think it was doing an okay job in terms of actually controlling the spool speed to try to eliminate backlashes, but don't like the adjustment on it. In comparison, this is the Shimano system. I don't think they've changed anything in the newest models, but it's got brakes here that you either turn on or turn off, as well as a micro adjust on the outside that you can do on the fly. Alright, so some overall thoughts about this reel, especially compared to the Shimano, and this is the Chronarch Ci4. Now, to me, the Shimano really embodies precision engineering. Everything about it seems like the tolerances and everything on the design is just really well engineered. Everything is tight, there's no movement, I mean no backward, nothing. It's really awesome. Everything super sleek. I mean, Shimano's been at this for a long time. They're the leader in a lot of areas in fishing for a good reason, and I don't think this reel, the Concept Z, is going to really knock them out of the running on any of those categories. However, with that being said, there are a lot of things that I do like about this Concept Z. So the handle is great. These knobs, I didn't think I'd like these EVA knobs, but they actually feel really good. I like them better than the Shimano grips in general. Now, I don't know how long these are going to last in comparison. The one thing I don't like about this reel so far is that some of these tolerances just are not quite there. This is the one thing that's kind of funny to me. There's a little bit of give there, which is a little weird. One other thing that I don't care for too much on the Concept Z is the profile of the star drag assembly. It's very slim and rides very close to the spool tension knob. Although this provides weight savings for the reel, it's not as easy to adjust on the fly compared to the star assembly profile on the Shimano. The spool tension knob on the Concept Z could also be a little lower profile, I think, but I love the fact that it has a click system incorporated into it. I can't understand for the life of me why Shimano has never included a click in the spool tension knob of their reels. It provides a valuable reference point when you're trying to fine-tune the spool tension. Speaking of weights, I filled each of these reels with brand new 30-pound Suffix Performance braid when I did the testing, and then I weighed them for comparison. So the Shimano Curado 50E came in at 7.09 ounces. The 13 Fishing Concept Z came in at 6.77 ounces, and the Shimano Chronarch Ci4 came in at 6.74 ounces. So although the Shimano Chronarch Ci4 is bigger in size, it actually weighed slightly less than the Concept Z. Now you can argue, okay, well maybe you should have done the test without the braid, with empty spools, and yeah, there's some differences in the spool capacities, but let's get real here. No one's going to meter out exactly 100 yards of line to put on each spool, and that's what they're going to fish with. They're going to fill up the spool to what's an appropriate level, and that's what they're going to use. So I wanted to give you a realistic weight, what this thing would feel like in your hand if you take it out fishing. But outside of that, you know, it feels really good. I actually prefer this size to the Shimano Chronarch Ci4, so this is a 150 size. This is probably like a 70, I guess, if you want to call it. This is much closer in size to the Shimano 50E, which was my favorite Shimano that I've owned so far. So this actually feels better in my hand. I have medium to large hands, and this, I can palm this a lot better, and it'll be a lot more comfortable using it than this the bigger Chronarch Ci4. So I really like that about it. And of course, the biggest thing about this reel is not that they're trying to outdo Shimano and the precision engineering and casting necessarily. Their big selling point here is that they're targeting the Texas coast because the saltwater environments that we have here and in Florida and other places are brutal on metal components in these reels, so specifically the bearings. And it's something that we all have to deal with if you fish here in the Texas coast, and this is trying to address it by using a non-metallic material. And so in the long run, the idea is that you'll be able to continue fishing this as it is right now, brand new, for a long period of time without reduced performance. And I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And I can already tell you I've taken really good care of these Shimano reels, including this Chronarch Ci4. I have used this in the salt already. And listening to the audio in the video from casting this, it sounds like I might be due for some replacement bearings on these. Now, if you go with a high-end stainless steel or ceramic bearings to replace the spool bearings, that starts adding up over time. And it's something that you constantly have to be watching. So if 13 Fishing can really address that problem in this with their CZBs, and it holds up to be true over time, that they don't have any issues, then that's going to be awesome. I think it'll be worth giving this reel a shot. So I'm really excited to try this and see how it does. And despite it not being the precision engineering that I've come to like and expect in the Shimano reels, I think it's a good little reel so far, and I'm really, really curious to see how it holds up over time. Until next time, thanks for watching.